Hi everybody. I'm going to read a story, Halloween story called the Hallo-Wiener. The Hallo-Wiener. Okay, it's going to be Halloween next week. There once was a dog named Oscar who was half a dog tall and 1.5 dogs long. Look at that. Because of his unusual shape and size, all the other dogs made fun of him. Wiener dog, they called him. And Oscar did not like it one bit. None of us like being made fun of, do we? Oscar's mother was no help either. Every morning when the dogs walked off to obedience school, Oscar's mother stood in the front yard waving and calling out, "Farewell, my little Vienna sausage." And the other dogs laughed and laughed. Ha 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 ha. Most of the time, Oscar was upset by all this, but not today. Today was Halloween, and Oscar was thinking about other things. All day long at obedience school, Oscar daydreamed about Halloween and going out trick-or-treating and all the scary costumes that they would see. When Oscar got home, he dashed upstairs to start working on his scary Halloween costume. But when he got to his room, a surprise was waiting for him. "Happy Halloween, my little sausage link," said Oscar's mother. "I've made you a costume to wear for trick-or-treating." When Oscar saw the costume, he nearly fainted. It was a giant hot dog bun, complete with mustard, and guess who was supposed to fit in the middle? Oscar did not want to hurt his mother's feelings, so he decided to wear the silly costume. That night, all the dogs on the block gathered to show off their costumes. Everyone was looking quite scary. Then Oscar showed up looking quite frank. Whoa, look at that. When the dogs saw Oscar in his silly costume, they howled with laughter. "Ha ha! Look at Oscar," they cried. "He really is a wiener dog." Poor Oscar. He was so embarrassed. Wiener dog," laughed the other dogs as they ran off to go trick-or-treating. Oscar tried to keep up with the dogs, but his silly costume kept slowing him down. Can you see him way there? He's behind everyone else. At night, all the other dogs hounded every treat they could get their paws on. So by the time Oscar got to each house, there were no treats left. Look at that. Oh, poor Oscar. Soon trick-or-treating was over, and the dogs walked home past a spooky graveyard. Oh, suddenly a horrible hissing sound filled the air. Hiss. The dogs stopped dead in their tracks. Then out of the graveyard rose a ghastly monster. The dogs screamed for their lives. They dropped their treats and jumped into a nearby pond. Oh my goodness, what a fright. The monster moved closer. "Please, please don't eat us," cried the dogs. The monster yowled and hissed. "Boo-hoo-hoo," sobbed the dogs. The monster jumped up and down. "Somebody save us," shrieked the dogs. Just then somebody showed up. It was Oscar. Because Oscar was so short, he saw something the other dogs had not seen. "That's no monster," cried Oscar, and with a loud bark, Oscar waddled to the rescue. Can you see that sticking out from the monster? Oscar chomped down and tugged with all his might. Rip! And there, standing in the moonlight, were a couple of ornery cats. "Help!" cried the cats. "We're being attacked by a giant frankfurter." And they ran off screaming through the graveyard. Oh dear. The dogs in the pond had seen the whole thing, and now it was their turn to be embarrassed. "We've been chased into a pond by a couple of cats," they moaned. But Oscar was a true friend. He leaped into the water and swam out to the dogs. Oscar's silly costume made a wonderful life raft, and the dogs climbed up. "All aboard," Oscar called, and he dog paddled back to shore. What a good friend. When they got back to dry land, all the dogs shared their Halloween treats with Oscar. And because Oscar had been so brave, the dogs changed his name from Wiener Dog to Hero Sandwich. And from that night on, nobody ever made fun of Oscar again. Happy Halloween! What a happy ending to that story. And this one is called Scaredy Squirrel at Night. I've read a couple of books about Scaredy Squirrel, and this one is about nighttime. Scaredy Squirrel at Night. Scaredy Squirrel never sleeps. He'd rather stay awake than risk having a bad dream in the middle of the night. He never sleeps? A few creatures that Scaredy Squirrel is afraid of could appear in a bad dream. Why, there could be dragons or fairies or ghosts, unicorns, vampire bats, or polka dot monsters. Ooh. So he's very determined to stay awake by keeping busy all through the night. Wonder what he does. Scaredy's nighttime to-do list. Number 1, count the stars. It should keep you occupied for a while. 2, play cymbals. Loud, annoying noise is sure to keep you wide awake. 3, take up scrapbooking. So night after night, after night, after night, Scaredy avoids sleeping. But side effects of sleepless nights may include energy loss, moodiness, poor reflexes, forgetfulness, drowsiness, hallucinations, confusion. All that can happen from not sleeping enough. And not to say exhaustion. That's when Scaredy Squirrel comes face to face with something very alarming. There's not a minute to lose. It's time to prepare for the worst. A few things Scaredy Squirrel needs to face his bad dreams: a spotlight, cupcakes, banana peels, fire extinguisher, safety cones, fan, a teddy bear decoy, a sign that says "Do not disturb," a pillow and blanket, and molasses. This is the bad dream action plan. Molasses will slow down a unicorn in a sticky situation. X says, "I am here. Creatures think I am sleeping here." Dragons are a huge fire hazard to keep so keep extinguisher in the tree. Not a fan of ghosts? Start the breeze and they'll be blown away. Place sign upside down so bats can read it. Do not disturb. Fairies have a sweet tooth, so distract them with cupcakes. And polka dot monsters can't spot banana peels. Watch them slip and slide. So let's see what happens. Scaredy Squirrel gets into position as he counts down to midnight. His bad dreams seem to come true one by one. But when he turns on the spotlight, hungry intruders appear. This was not part of the plan. Look at all of those hungry intruders. Scaredy Squirrel panics. He steps in the molasses. He stumbles over a safety cone. He slips and slides on a banana peel and he lands on the pillow. And he plays dead and falls asleep. 1 hour later, 2 hours later, the sign says, "Do not disturb." 8 hours later, Scaredy Squirrel finally wakes up. Benefits of a good night's sleep may include energy gain, happiness, better reflexes, sharper memory, good health, peacefulness, cleverness. Oh, look at, he's going to do a Rubik's Cube now. And clear thinking. Scaredy Squirrel forgets all about his bad dreams. He realizes they were just in his imagination, and nothing horrible happened in the night. A good sleep has inspired him to get rid of a few things and replace his horoscope with something much more trustworthy. A fortune cookie. And the fortune cookie says, "Sweet dreams." As for the fire extinguisher, well, a squirrel can never be too careful. So look at, there is Scaredy Squirrel. Oh, he's going to get some rest, isn't he? I'm going to read one more story called Anteater's Mystery Halloween. It's got several chapters, and we'll just read the first one. And this is an anteater, but it's spelled ant like your aunt and uncle. So her name is Anteater's Mystery Halloween. Let's read chapter 1. Anteater sees a monster. Anteater the anteater put on her Halloween costume. "It's perfect," she said. "I look like a real detective. Now I must hurry. I do not want to be late for the big party at Mr. and Mrs. Troop's house. Everyone will be there." She walked out the door, turned the corner, and saw a pirate. "Oh my," she said. "Is that you, Wally?" "I need help," said Wally. "There is a monster in my kitchen. It has eaten my father." "That is silly," said Anteater. "There are no such things as monsters." "Come with me and see," said Wally. Anteater followed Wally to the back door of his house. "Look in there," whispered Wally. Anteater peeked around the corner. She saw a shadow on the wall. "It does look like a monster," said Anteater. "Ooh!" it cried. "It does sound like a monster," said Anteater. She closed the door again. "My father and I just got home from trick-or-treating," said Wally. "My father went into the kitchen. Then I heard scary noises, and now he has not come back." "I do not believe in monsters," said Anteater. "I am going inside." "Oh, be careful," cried Wally. "The monster will eat you." "Ooh!" cried the monster. Anteater slowly opened the door. She spied a trail of candy wrappers. It went behind the table to where the monster howled. There was Wally's father. "Oh," he moaned. "I ate too much candy. I feel sick." "This mystery is solved," said Anteater. "I think this monster needs a cup of tea and a good night's sleep." What did the dad do? Did he eat all of Wally's candy? Yes, he did, and then he felt sick. So when you get candy on Halloween, don't eat it all in one night, and make sure your mom and dad don't sneak and get it and eat it all in one night too. Well, I love you. Good night. I'm going to throw you a kiss. Mwah. I love you very much. Good night.
Amen.